What is up, you guys? Pete DiCarlo here with DiCarlo Capital, and today we're going to be talking about Palantir, sort of the same situation that has been happening with Neo that we kind of went over in that video earlier, talking about some major supports that have broken over the past couple of months, coming down into a bear flag from there, and really not knowing at this point where we're finally going to catch a support. So we're going to go over some old support levels. We're going to talk about where I think Palantir is going to fall to, if I plan to take a position / where. And ultimately, if I think that this is a good long-term investment, because I did have a couple of people within my mentorship program talk about that today with me, and I've had a lot of DMs on Facebook and Instagram asking me if I think the Palantir is good to buy into long-term. So we're going to go over all that, guys. Before we get into it, though, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, check out our Discord. The link is in the description. We're over 6,000 members strong. You guys get access to free courses, live streams, seminars, webinars, tons of free trades that I throw out there, as well as the best unusual options bot and dark pool bot out there. You guys get access to this completely for free. It's a $200 a month service that we pay for through TradyTix so that you guys can get it for no cost to you, because I believe that you guys having the best possible resources for your trading is extremely important, and I don't want to stick any of that behind a paywall. So go ahead and check out the Discord. It's completely free. Link in the description. We would love to have you part of our community. Now, going back to TrendSpider and looking at Palantir, you can see obviously we've had this big resistance here for about a year and a half at $27, where we had multiple failed attempts at breaking out or holding a breakout, followed by some major supports down here at 18 on this weekly chart, where we've tried to bounce multiple times and finally ended up giving that support up to the bears. And same situation like we talked about before with Neo, that finally occurred as well. We had this drop, if you remember, back in November, consolidation here around 18, drop down. I closed out my position for like a $1,400 loss at $16 per share, because I was worried at the time, if you remember, that we were going to end up filling this little thin area on the volume profile down to like $12. And I said that once we snap that support of like 17/1750, we're really in no man's land, because once you snap a support that we haven't been to in a very long time, and then we have such thin area of volume on a volume profile, we give up that shelf pretty easily, and then it's very tough to see where the bottom is going to be. And so that is why I ended up closing out my position. It worked out in my favor. I mean, I still lost money, but I didn't lose as much as if I would have held. We quickly moved from 1850 down to 14. We had this bear flag that was forming here, and then you can see on earnings, big drop. We dropped from about 14 down to 11, and looking at where we are right now, it seems like we're going to end up hitting that $10 price target that we put out a couple of weeks ago. I got a lot of people bitching at me on the internet about giving a $10 price target for Palantir, even though I was a bull just a couple of months ago. But it's not knocking the company fundamentally, or this as an investment fundamentally. We're just talking about looking at the volume and looking at how this thing has performed before, and just using probabilities and looking at it through that lens. You can see that it seemed like pretty easily we're going to see a drop down to $10, because that's where this next area of volume is on the volume profile. Now, the scary thing is we didn't really have this as a major support back in October of 2020, back when this thing really IPO'd. So it's not like this was a major support before. Like, let's say we were trading up here around $45, and then we ended up falling back down to major support, and then this support is the one that we're talking about, because we had so many times that we were within that range that would be a strong support. But before, it is a possibility we could snap 10, and if we snap 10 and we head down to like 9 or 8 or 7, it's really going to be a problem, because at that point it's going to be no man's land. We've never seen those prices before, and that usually is when investors get spooked out. And that's like when you see stuff like what happened with Wish, where once Wish really broke below $6, it's just been a shit show ever since, because so many people, I mean, it's looking weaker and weaker by the day. Now, Wish and Palantir are completely different, but I'm just saying from a technical standpoint, that usually tends to be what happens. So far for Palantir, I've been selling cash secured puts. I did sell some cash secured puts for next Friday as of yesterday, I think for like a $10 strike. It's a very, very safe strike. And that's kind of the way that I'm going to be playing this, because implied volatility is so freaking high right now. I feel like it's just a good breeding pool for selling cash secured puts and making some really, really nice premiums in the meantime. But I'm not doing anything crazy with it, because if I do get stuck, I don't want to own too much. But with implied volatility on selling a cash secured put for like $8 being 173%, to me, it's worth it to take some risk with that. But yeah, I mean, besides that, Could do some put credit spreads, but I think the selling cash secure puts is probably your best bet here. I hope this video helps, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know what you're doing with Palantir, where you think Palantir is going to go. Let me know in the comments any tickers you guys want me to look at, and have a great rest of your day, guys. Peace.